This is me at Nadia's Salon in Englishtown, New Jersey. I've been going here and getting my hair done by Erika for over 10 years. She's taught me everything I know about blowing out hair, so I decided to videotape her blowout so you could learn the same way I did. Erika uses 2 Paul Mitchell products in my hair before she starts the blowout. The first one that she applied, which she just finished using, was a Tea Tree Lemon Sage Thickening Spray, which is a lightweight style booster. What she's applying now is a Wild Ginger Styling Treatment Oil. Both of these Paul Mitchell products do a really great job of enhancing the blowout without weighing the hair down. They also help to lock in moisture and keep a really nice bouncy wave. It's never a good idea to start your blowout with soaking wet hair. So what Erika's doing now is just generally drying my entire head of hair so that it's a little bit easier to manage. Erika then sections off my hair so that she can work her way from the bottom layers to the top. Using monster clips for this process is really great and easy to manage the sections. It makes switching from one section to the next a really smooth transition. Then she starts to blow out the bottom layer. You'll notice that she takes her 2-inch round brush and places it underneath the sectioned off hair. She then applies the nozzle of the blow dryer on top of the hair and pulls tightly in order to secure in a smooth look. One of Erika's most important tips to take away from her blowout lesson is that you want to make sure the hair is completely dry before you move on to another section. This ensures that your hair doesn't frizz after you go through the entire long process of blowing out your hair. She says to go over the section of hair at least 2 extra times when you think it's dry, just to really make sure that it actually is. As soon as Erika finishes with one section, she'll move on to the next and re-secure the rest of the untouched hair at the top of my head in the monster clip. This way it doesn't get in her way. A great technique that you should take away from this lesson is to lift your brush and the blow dryer up away from your scalp. This trains your hair follicle to sit really high so that when it's released, it'll be as voluminous as possible. One of the hardest techniques about a blowout to learn is how to manage your brush and your blow dryer so that they simultaneously work together to create a lasting curl. The wrist motion isn't an easy one to master, and it's something you can't perfect overnight. But by watching Erika repeat this process, you should be able to take home a little bit of knowledge that you can then practice on your own. When you're working with your round brush, you want to make sure that you start drying the hair as close to the hair follicle as possible. This helps to ensure that you're drying the root and that you're teaching the hair follicles to be lifted up away from the scalp. Training your hair to sit high above your scalp is the key to getting a voluminous blowout. The higher your hair sits off of your scalp, the bigger your blowout will be. That's why Erika continues to lift my hair as high as she can up away from my head, training my hair to sit high so that when it's dry, it will be nice and big and the volume will last for more than just one day. Some argue that it's easier to work on somebody else's hair when doing a blowout. I find that doing a blowout on my own hair is a much easier process to manage. And as soon as you get comfortable and the hang of the motions, it becomes a really easy thing to do, almost second nature. So don't give up or get frustrated, just keep practicing because it's like riding a bike. Once you master the movement, it's almost impossible to forget. Here Erika is telling me about the secret of the cool button that exists on your blow dryer. And you probably have never used it before because I know I haven't until just recently. Erika says the best time to use this button is when your hair is rolled up in your round brush and it's setting in the curl. Because in order for the curl to take in your hair, the process involves your hair cooling off while it's in that particular shape. So when it's wrapped up in the round brush and then you apply the cool air to it, you're setting your hair in a quicker way. Her blow dryer is unique because it actually sends cool air out the back of the unit. So she's been applying the back of the blow dryer to my hair to help set the curl. A lot of blow dryers actually will suck up your hair through the filter system because it's sucking in air to send out in a heated form from the nozzle. So you want to make sure that your blow dryer is equipped with this function before you're applying the back end of it to your hair like she is. Otherwise, there's a great chance that your blow dryer has a cool button that you can use in place of this function. It's usually marked by being the color blue. We're finally making our way to the top of her hair, where the most crucial part of the blowout exists. Making sure that we really lock in a nice bouncy curl at the top of her hair is imperative to creating an overall outstanding blowout look. So Erika continues to dry my hair as far and high up off of my scalp as possible and goes over these sections an extra time in order to ensure that they're dry and won't frizz after I leave the salon. After Erika heats up my hair enough and then wraps it into the round brush, she'll let it sit for a second before unraveling it. The way she unravels it helps to ensure that the hair curls. Erika's making sure to heat up this section of hair really well because she's going to roll it up in a pin-up curl. After she's sure that it's heated up enough, she's going to unravel it from the brush and then roll it up into a curl where she will secure it with a clip. The longer you let your pin-up curl set for, the more bouncy and voluminous it will be. So this is a great way to keep your hair out of your face while you apply your makeup and will ensure that you leave it in long enough for the curl to lock in and hold. Here Erika shows you a different view of the blowout, just so you can really see how she never strays away from the brush sitting behind the hair and the blow dryer being applied on top of it. Erika's going to mimic the pinup curl on this side of the hair as well, to ensure that it's symmetrical and that both sides match up. When you're working with the top section of your hair, you want to make sure you work your way from the back part to the front and frame of your face. The hairline and the hair that sits along your face should be the absolute last section that you style. You want to make sure that you're keeping your blow dryer moving so that the heat is distributed evenly amongst each piece of hair. At this part of my hair, Erika likes to use Velcro curlers to help set my curl. She works her way from the end of the hair and carefully smooths out the hair as she rolls it in and secures it all the way at the root. For certain types of hair, Velcro rollers won't need an added clip in order to set and stay. But since I have very thick and heavy hair, we have to use a pin to help ensure that the Velcro roller stays in place. Working at this part of the hair always reminds me of creating a mohawk, but the sectioning off technique is very important in order to ensure that you're drying each and every last section. In order to set the top of my hair, it usually takes 3 Velcro rollers. You can utilize Velcro rollers throughout the entirety of your head if you choose to create a super bouncy blowout. But don't feel obligated, because the top is the most crucial part to set in order to lock in that extra volume. Continue to add in your curlers along your mohawk. We finally made it to the front part of her hair, and one of my favorite spots to blow out, because my layers are shorter here, so it's much easier to manage. Here I am showing you how you can set your curl with your brush. You just have to hold it in place for a longer period of time, and your curl will set just like it will with the Velcro roller. The thicker the sections you choose to work with at a time, the longer it will take the hair to dry. So although it might seem a little bit more tedious to work with much smaller sections, I definitely recommend doing this. After letting the pinup curls, the Velcro rollers, and the round brush sit in place to let your curl set for at least 5 minutes, your hair will cool and then they can be taken down to show the final outcome of your blowout. You can either use one or all 3 of these techniques in your blowout. They're all great ways to ensure that you get a really nice big curl. Erika always makes me feel like I'm in a Pantene Pro V commercial when she takes out my rollers. Erika likes to finish off the look by fluffing up my hair and then sealing it off with hairspray. I don't like a hard hairspray. I like something that's flexible and allows my hair to have movement throughout the day. But it is important to lock in the look so that any humidity doesn't interfere with your style. I am always amazed at how big Erika manages to make my hair. When I know that I have a little bit of time before an event, a photo shoot, or a blog post, I'd like to clip my hair up in a really high poof with a monster clip. This helps to make sure that the top of my hair doesn't settle and it keeps its volume. Thanks for watching my big blowout with Erika at Nadia's Salon in Englishtown, New Jersey. Be sure to check out the salon and say the code HALPYHAIR to receive 25% off a service of your choice. I recommend getting a big blowout like mine from my stylist, Erika. Thanks for tuning in and be sure to check back soon at www.halpydays.com.